So last video we ended by asking, what if I wanted to make 50 yellow squares? We could cut and paste this and add 50 elements in if we wanted to, but you're probably thinking we should put a loop in there, loop over 50 times, and that's what I thought too. But when I tried it, when I tried to make a for loop, I got that red squiggly line there. I persevered just to see what would happen, because it looks like it would work, right? But when I save it, I get this compiling error, unexpected token. So with a little more thought, I realized that what render is doing is returning an element. It's not doing some coding and then figuring out what to return. It's just returning an element. So the only things that can go into this return statement are elements. That statement's not exactly true, but because JavaScript's always something wonky, but let's just say that for now. In fact, let me tell you what this is doing. What's really happening is you have this index.html over here. And you see how we have a div, the idea of root. Well, if we go to index.jsx, we can see that we want to render our app element to that root element. Now what's the app element? The app element is what we're working on. See, class app. It's going to return an element that goes to here, that goes to here. So it doesn't, this code just doesn't make sense. You don't put a loop there. You don't put code. You put that somewhere else. And it's really not a big deal to put it somewhere else. I'll show you. We'll take it out of here. We'll go to the render function. Now we need a place to put our 50 squares, so we'll make an array. I'll call the array squares. And now we'll do that loop thing. And the way you put it into the array is you can say squares.push. Push these in there. So now we have this, hopefully have an array full of 50 squares. And down here, believe it or not, all we have to do is have some curly braces, which I'll explain in a second. Put the squares array there, and if I save it, we should have 50 squares. Holy cow, can you believe that? So what's up with the curly braces? If you want to render a JavaScript expression in JSX, this is what we're working with, JSX, you have to put it in curly braces. I'll show you an example. These squares are just divs, so we should be able to put some text in it. So let's put the number, right? Because I is going to go from 0 to 49, so we should just put I in each one. So if we run this, I'll save it. Not run it, I'll save it. And come on, save. There we go. See how instead of putting a number there, it puts I in there? That's because we told to put I. If we want to get the actual value of this expression, we put it in curly braces. Just like we put this one in curly braces. Let me save that. And see? Boom, 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 boom. So, what did we learn today? We learned a little bit more about this return. Well, the render function, and we learned about the curly braces, and we learned how React puts the elements into the HTML file by that, looking for that element, that ID. I think that's enough for this morning.